Hello everyone. In previous topic we have studied about process model, that is waterfall model, and it was the first introduced and the basic model to develop the software product, and it is mostly used by the beginners where they have a very less requirement in their software product and which is not changeable. Then in today's topic we'll see another new process model, that is prototype model. This model is also very important. Most of the software developers use this model. Let us understand what steps we have in this and why the software developers use this model. So we'll see now prototype model, which is a early and frequent user feedback, helps to meet customer requirements. Okay, early and frequent user feedback. Okay, when you're going to use this model, when you are not sure about the requirements, you don't know exactly what to develop, and you're also not getting the proper requirements from the customer. Okay, to find out the proper requirements from the customer, you can use this model. So whatever the requirements you have, based on the currently known requirements, a prototype will be developed, and then that prototype will be demonstrated to the clients, and based on that prototype, clients are going to again tell the modifications, some requirements, and then again once more the prototype will be developed. So such process will be there in this prototype. Okay, let us see the activities involved in this prototyping model. So actually the prototyping model, it can be used for complicated and large systems, which helps for the developer to better understand the requirements. So in this diagram you can see, so whatever the developer is having requirements, based on those requirements he is going to design, code and test. Okay, and that we call it as prototype. Okay, so based on few requirements, a simple and a small prototype will be developed, which is not a full software. It is just a type of software, or you can say a demo software. Okay, which will be demonstrated to the client to find out the requirements. Okay, so if client is satisfied with the requirements whatever is developed, okay, and if the client is not satisfied with the requirements, then again the same process will be repeated. Okay, so whenever it is demonstrated to the client are going to tell some modifications, some changes. Okay, when we show them a prototype, they will get again a clear idea what should be developed and what not should be developed. Based on that, the client will tell some modifications. Again the same process will be repeated. Again designing, coding, testing. Okay, this process will be repeated until the client is satisfied. Once the client is satisfied with whatever is developed, then a final software is developed with final SRS document. Then designing is done, a proper look will be given. Okay, whatever the options are there, what to be included. Okay, so it is like a final proper design and with the documentation, and then coding will be started. Okay, once it is coded, then again it will be tested, and then maintenance. Okay, so this is what the activities involved in the prototyping. So in the first step, a software development organization interacts with customer to understand their requirements. Second step, development organization or software developers produces a prototype to show how the actual system would look like. Then third step, the customer and the development organization review the prototype frequently so that the customer's feedback is taken early in the cycle. Next type, based on prototype which is developed, SRS document will be produced and prototype is discarded. And one more important point is here, okay, once the prototype is developed and it is demonstrated to the client, okay, after demonstrating it to the client and after the requirement changes is done finally, that prototype will be thrown away. Okay, that prototype which is developed will be thrown away, that means will be discarded, and a new prototype will be developed. Okay, so whatever is developed, it will be thrown away or discarded and a new prototype will be developed. Next, you can see here, a prototyping model uses constant user interaction early in the requirements gathering stage to produce a prototype. This all is happening in the requirement phase only. Okay, because the software developers are not sure with the requirements, and even the clients are not sure with the requirements. A prototype is used to derive the system requirements specification and can be discarded after the SRS is built. See. Next, an appropriate lifecycle model is chosen for building the actual product after the user accepts the SRS. Yes. After the prototype is final, what should be developed is cleared, then proper steps will be followed, okay, like SRS, design, coding, and a final software will be developed. So what can be the advantage of this model? It is well suited for projects where requirements are hard to determine and confidence in obtained requirements is low. Means whatever the requirements they have gathered, they don't have that much confidence that these requirements are correct. Then you can go with this model. Is an excellent technique for reducing some types of risk associated with the project. Okay, so this prototype is an excellent for reducing some types of risks okay, if you are not sure about the requirements, there are chances of occurring the risk in the further steps, and which may affect on the project cost as well as the quality of the product. So it is good to have a proper understanding of the requirement. Next, users are actively involved in the development. Quicker user feedback is available, leading to better solutions. Okay, as you all are involving the users, that is customers, in this, so the developer will get a quicker feedback from the users, customers, and it can lead to a better solutions. Next is, since in this methodology a working model of the system is provided, the users get a better understanding of the system being developed. Even the customers will understand here exactly what the developer is developing. Even they'll get a clear idea. Errors can be detected much earlier. Yes, even this is very important. Okay, the errors can be detected. Okay, so when the developer is making the mistake, what errors they are making, missing functionality can be identified easily. Okay, yes, any of the functionality they are missing, any of the feature they are missing, it can be identified easily and at the early phase. Next, disadvantages. Design document, a test plan, a test case specification are not needed during the development of prototypes. Okay, so when you want to develop such prototype, you don't need any plannings and all, you don't need any test specifications, and okay, you're not following here a formal process. It is all like informal process at the beginning. Okay, once you fix the requirements, then you are going to follow the formal process of developing the software. So this is all about following informal process to develop a prototype, a demo prototype. Prototyping is often not used as it is feared that development cost may become large. As when you go on developing such type of prototypes, obviously it is going to affect on the cost. There are chances of increasing the development cost. Customer may object to prototyping being thrown away and may demand a few changes to make it working, which is going to result in poor software quality and maintainability. Yes. Some of the clients, what they do, okay, some of the clients, they demand the same prototype which you have developed. Okay, they don't want the final software. Okay, because even the clients think that it is affordable, it is budgetable, and they demand that prototype only. And so it is going to affect the poor quality and maintainability. So I hope you all understood this prototype model. So in the next class, we'll see with the new process model. Thank you.